Hello everyone, welcome back to another weather forecast. Today we will be going over the possible tropical development over the next 7 days and the possibility for severe weather going into the mid next week. So if we started over here with the tropics, we can see we don't really have anything brewing right now. There's not too much, just some unorganized convection in a couple different areas like up here and over here. But we do have a newly highlighted area of tropical development over here in the central Caribbean Sea for a 2 day 0% chance, so we're not looking at anything imminent. But over the next 7 days, we have at least a 40% chance of tropical development, which is a medium chance. So we will have to continue to watch the area of storms as they move into this area and have the possibility for tropical development over the next 7 days. As we know, it is only the end of October, so we still are not over with hurricane season yet. And we could possibly see another storm or two, or maybe even three, so we'll have to continue to watch that. Do not let your guard down. And bring it over to the severe weather outlook. If we bring it over here to the Storm Prediction Center, we can see we have a day 3 marginal risk for areas shaded in this lighter green. So, as I was talking about in yesterday's video, we were talking about the possibility for severe weather in these areas coming into the Tuesday time frame, and now we have a day 3 severe thunderstorm outlook for these areas. We can see the possibility for some hail and damaging winds. And if we bring it over here to the day 4 outlook, we can see we have a day 4 slight risk for areas in northern Texas and Oklahoma and Missouri, and all these areas here shaded in yellow have the possibility for severe weather going into Wednesday. And between the 2 days, I believe Wednesday will definitely be the bigger day, and we'll wait to see what they forecast for Thursday, but they are confident enough in severe weather to issue a day 4 slight risk. So we will have to watch these areas for the possibility of large to very large hail, damaging to possible severe wind gusts, and the possibility for an isolated tornado or two. And if we bring it over here to the jet stream, we can get an idea of what the jet stream may be looking like as we go out forward. The jet stream can kind of tell us the possibility for different rain storms, where the hot and cold air masses will be. So if we drag this out here, we can see a sizable trough dipping down, bringing cold air to places in the west, and we can see that it is causing a huge ridge, which is pretty much a big mass of hot air to build, making areas here very warm. And if we drag this out more, we can see Wednesday. That's what's going to bring our threat of severe weather. Stretching down here, our marginal threat of severe weather. Alright, sorry. Tuesday is going to be our marginal threat of severe weather set up here. And if we drag it out to Wednesday, we can see it really kick in here. We can see that really kick in as it's dragging moisture up from the Gulf. And as that sweeps across, that'll bring cooler air to the Great Lakes region before possibility of yet another trough dipping down and bringing warm air back. And we'll have to continue to watch the trends here, as I think Wednesday could be a sizable severe weather event. And between Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday, Wednesday will most definitely likely be the bigger of the 3 days. And if we're bringing it over here to the height anomaly, this gives you an idea where hot and cold air masses are. So, as you can see here, I was talking about on Tuesday that trough dipping down. This is our cold air mass from that trough dipping down. And then I talked about that causing a ridge to build in the east here. And you can see right there where that ridge really becomes exemplified, as it really kicks in areas over here in the Great Lakes, New England, and all these areas here, even down a little more to the south, will be very warm and will likely be above average, where areas in the west here will be in that cold air mass, so they will likely be below average. See, that moves out, and then same thing happens again. Another one kicks down, causing a ridge to build in the east. They hit each other, cause more storms. Same thing happens, and that's kind of normal for this time of year, so we'll have to continue to watch the patterns. And as I said, we are entering our second severe weather season, so our first one takes place in March, or it takes place in spring, when same thing happens, where the hot air masses build up and the troughs sweep down and knock into it, causing storms. And we have our second, usually less severe weather season, but severe weather season nonetheless, causing the possibility for more tornadoes, damaging wind, and hail. And if you want a better idea of what this is all kind of showing, I'll bring you over here to the simulated radar so you can get an idea of where these storms may be in the future. So as you can see here, if we drag it out to Wednesday, you can see that marginal risk coming into play up here in the north, spreading down. You can see that marginal risk as these storms pop up and move on. And then by the time we get into Wednesday, you can see our second threat beginning to fire off down here and then turning into more of a line as it moves off to the east. And then by that point, the line will likely become more subsevere. And if we drag it out more, we can see the possibility for more rain, severe weather, and other stuff. And then areas up towards the north could see the possibility of snow. And in the Rockies, you may see the possibility of snow as these troughs dip down, bringing colder temperature and rain and snow to the mountainous areas. And the last thing I wanted to show you here was the 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation outlook to get an idea of where we may see above and below average temperatures and where we may see above and below average precipitation. So this is for the November 2nd through 6th time frame. We can see that trough over here, that very exemplified trough or ridge as it sets up here, bringing very warm temperatures to areas in this dark shade of red. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be, 30 degrees above average. It's just the probability chance of you being above average. So areas in the dark red will very likely be above average, and then areas in the surrounding red will also be likely above average, and from there out, your chances lessen. Till you get to this part right here where it's near normal, and then areas in these blue are more likely to be below average in temperatures for that time frame. And if we bring it over here to the precipitation outlook, you can really see where these air masses are meeting up as that trough sweeps down. These areas right here are in the battle zone where the two meet up and cause storms to come off. And what the trough is doing is it's bringing up a lot of moisture from the Gulf into areas, and it's hitting it, and it's causing it to basically dump all that moisture into areas here. And then we got those lines of storms up to the north here that are also going to bring above average precipitation. And even though this could possibly cause severe weather, which is not wanted, if we look on the bright side, a lot of these areas do need this rain, as a lot of these areas are in droughts, and we have elevated fire risk in a lot of these areas. And lastly, if we bring it over here to the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, most of the U.S. looks to be above or at normal, and then that's kind of that trough down there that could possibly sweep across again for the November 4th through 10th time frame. And then we can see here that the precipitation outlook will likely be below here. And then the same thing's going to happen. More moisture is going to be drawn up, bringing above average precipitation to the New Mexico and Texas area. So thank you guys for watching this forecast. I hope you enjoyed. We should have another one coming out a couple days from now, going over the possibility for the severe weather threat on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I may or may not have another Halloween forecast video coming out for the Thursday time frame. So thank you all for joining this forecast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next.